Hey everyone, MTash here, and there is a ton of hype for this sword. I just went and did the quest, and I'm considering crafting it and even max refining it, because it has huge potential on a couple different characters in the game, and even on some characters that might not be released yet. I want to talk about this sword because there's a few things going on that I think people might be neglecting. I want to talk about some synergies that potentially make this one of the best swords in the game as a craftable weapon. But I also want to talk about this sword sucking on a few characters, because it does. This sword sucks on a couple characters, and I want to explain why. You can't really use this passive properly depending on who you use, and so it's going to have varying mileage depending on who you use it on. But using it on Ayaka can be pretty damn solid. If you're using it on Kaching, right? A couple different 5 stars getting this weapon, it's going to be solid. But one of the biggest things here, this attack percentage, this is one of the highest scaling attack percentages in the game. It's like 55% when you max this weapon out, similar to a 5-star weapon. So even if the base attack is lower, it is a lower one, you can see it's a 41 stat, this scaling more than makes up for it. And if you can throw this on a unit that gets crit damage or crit chance or elemental as you ascend them, this is going to be very, very good to get that amount of attack percentage. You can't really cry about it. And, you know, you can always make up for maybe some energy recharge in other ways. So I like this one. And if you're looking for a sub-DPS sword, someone that you can throw on the field, dish out a bunch of damage, this is it. Very, very good. Now, the elemental skill here, this one is kind of cracked. Every 5 seconds as you use your elemental skill, you place a seed on the ground. And when you use your burst ability, you consume it, getting 6 energy. However, you can place 3 seeds on the ground at any one moment in time. If you use your skill over and over again, you make those 3 seeds, you pop your burst, you consume all 3 of them, and you can get 18 energy, right? However, if you refine this, it doubles, going all the way to 12, giving you 36 energy. And then you have to factor in energy recharge. You have to factor in all the particles you're creating as you're using your abilities. This can allow you to spam your burst ability, and if you max refine this, any character in the game, for the most part, is going to be able to use their ability on cooldown. So that is amazing right there. So the interesting thing about the new sword is it does a lot, right? It's got the attack percentage, it's the attacker sword, but it also has the energy recharge vibes. It's allowing you to get your burst ability back sooner, and it's bringing kind of a mixture of both and adding a lot of value to your team. And the interesting thing is, you know, I've got a Festering Desire, and this is great on pretty much every character in the game. You can't deny this is great on every sword character in the game. And Sacrificial Sword is an amazing sword that people love, but this sword fills completely different roles than the new one. In fact, the Sacrificial Sword is the sword you would use on everyone that the new sword isn't good on, if that makes sense. Characters like Xingqiu that have a massive cooldown and can't abuse the new sword, you would want the Sacrificial Sword. And so I think that it has a value on everyone's account. You know, if you made a bunch of Iron Stings and used up all your billets, you need to look at your account and decide if it's good for you. You know, before I go any further, I don't want to bait you in. There is a very good possibility you have some other swords that are leveled up and really good, and this might be a fractional increase. But if you don't, if you haven't crafted any swords, if you don't have Festering Desire, right? There is some major potential here. So let's talk about who this is really good on, because this could be a game changer for your account. As for characters that are solid with this, Kaya, with a 6-second cooldown on Frost Gnaw, has major potential. Not only will he be able to spam this ability and build multiple seeds, but between the particles generated as well as those seeds, you're going to be spamming his ultimate as well, making him a great sub-DPS, a great support unit. You could throw him in multiple team comps, and he's going to be really valuable. And Kaya, I think, is slept on. He's better than people think, but he's a free-to-play character, and I think people just, they just ignore him. Now, Bennett also has some amazing potential. This is on a 5-second cooldown if you're just doing the tap on his skill, and that means you're going to be essentially constantly generating those seeds, and then it's giving you energy to pop Fantastic Voyage. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. This will allow you to be pretty much 100% uptime on Fantastic Voyage based on the duration and the cooldown. you can spam this. And this could be a really fun little DPS weapon if you want to be like a sub DPS, but even as a support, this is a great choice, especially if you don't have any other great 4-star weapons. Now, you know, there are, again, weapons like Festering Desire that are cracked. Really, really good weapon. So it depends on where your account's at, but I see this potential being there. Now, I don't have Ayaka and I don't have Kaching, but it would also work on them. You're using your ability, you're spamming it around, you're getting energy, and then you pop that ultimate, and you're pretty much back into it. Major potential for those characters. But who does it suck on? This guy. This guy... Please don't. The cooldown is 21 seconds. You will, at most, if you play real nice and time it, you'll have 2 seeds that you can use. And that's cool, and that's great, but... the sacrificial sword was made for this character. And, if you don't have a sacrificial sword, that sucks. I just got mine the other day. I just made a video where I said I don't have it. I just got this. This sword is so good on him, it's not even funny. But also, again, Festering Desire is cracked. If you're only going to be able to use it once anyways, his E ability, you might as well hit like a truck with it. And this allows you to do that. So, you know, there's definitely better weapons for Xingqiu. Also, main character, it's iffy. As for the main character, unfortunately, not that great, because it's a 13.5 second, and if my math is correct, that's just out of the time needed to be able to have all 3 seeds up. Your timing would have to be perfect, even if it was. If this was only like a 12 seconds, you could maybe make it work, and it would be maybe pretty solid. But I feel like if you're going to use a weapon, you have to get that bang for the buck. As much as you can. You have to get it all the time, and I don't think that's really going to work there. As for Kazuha, I mean, Elemental Mastery is one of the main parts of his kit. It is like one of the main reasons you would want to use him, because you get this elemental damage bonus. And so it's a little bit tough to not recommend something like the Iron Sting. This is a craftable weapon. It's got some Elemental Mastery on it, and, you know, decent base attack, and it's got this pretty decent ability. It's not amazing. You know, it's like you can make it work on Kazuha, but then you're losing all that Elemental Mastery. Will his damage be good still? Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong. It'll be really good. But is it optimal on him? I don't know. I guess it depends how you want to use this character. I think that this is a great weapon, and I'm on the fence of crafting it myself and getting refinements. I don't know what I want to do just yet. I do have, you know, all of them available. But this is a pretty big decision, and I feel like because of where my account's at, I can use it, but do I need it? I don't know if I need it, and that's my big issue, is like, I'm struggling to make that decision myself. I think that this is going to be a game changer for a lot of you, and I do think that it is very valuable, and you should definitely get it. Even if you want to just craft one to fill a slot here and there, it's going to be good, right? It's not like it's going to be completely wasted. There's multiple characters in the game. Maybe you want to run around and change it up, and maybe you want to try Kaya for the first time, or you know, try something new on your Bennett. But for me, still on the fence if I am personally going to get it. Now, if you're curious how to get this weapon, I'm going to do a quick explanation now. If you don't want to be spoiled, then thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it, but I'm going to just do a super fast like quest guide. Just the nitty-gritty, because I want you guys to experience these quests as well. I just want to make sure I'm pointing you in the right direction. Okay? Goodbye. In order to start this quest, you need to go to the rightmost island above the Grand Murakami Shrine, and you're going to go up north to the Jinren Island. This is where you start the quest. Once you're there, make your way up to the cliffs, and at the very top, you're going to notice a cage with a guy inside. He's going to ask you to get a key in a nearby tree. It's not the first tree, but the second one, and let him out. Once you free him from the cage, you're going to meet him just a few steps away near the teleporter, and he's going to tell you that he needs 4 stone tablets. Now, you might actually already have these depending on how much you've explored and depending on what quests you have. In the case of me, I already had 3 of them, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown of where they all are. The first one is available by the Kamisato Estate on the beach to the right of it. Just jump down, there's going to be a tent there, kill the enemies if you want to, and the stone tablet will be on the ground. However, the next ones, There's actually a quest line that you need to do part of in order to get there. I just did the whole quest line. You end up getting the blueprint for the catalyst as well, and it's a really good quest. Probably, in my opinion, the best quest in the game, or one of the best quests in the game overall. Lots of exploring, lots of fun. Let me jump to that really quickly. Now, the next fragments are all within the cleansing ritual quest. If you don't know what that is, it is near Kondo Village. I'll show that on the map in just a moment, but one of them is inside here in a chest, I believe. I don't actually have footage of me picking it up because I did it on like the very first day. However, further into the quest, there is another dungeon you go into to get the other two pieces, which I will show you directly. Just for clarity about what quest I'm talking about, right as you got to Inazuma, you probably already talked to the lady. She's wearing a fox mask near a fox shrine, and you're going to go to Konda Village as well as multiple different tree roots to cleanse them. This is a pretty long mission. It is fantastic though, and I just recommend playing through it and completing it. But when you get further in, it will give you the access to 2 more fragments, which I'll show you now. Now, I don't want to spoil everything from these quests, but further into that cleansing mission, you're going to come to this underwater area. You can open up a door, and in this pile of dirt, you're going to get one of the next stone fragments. This should be number 3. And then there's going to be a bunch of water drains after you beat this puzzle. All the water is going to drain and open up access to another area within. Further inside, there's a broken down pirate ship, and you can interact with this piece of rubble and get the last piece. This should be the last piece that you need. Head back to our boy and talk to him, and then there's going to be a couple things that it will directly lead you to. I don't want to spoil it because it's actually pretty funny. I'm going to let you enjoy that for yourself. After you wrap up everything there, there's quite a bit of dialogue. You're going to get the blueprint, and you can craft this at any of the anvil or blacksmiths in the game, so enjoy your new sword. I hope that this video helped you, and I will see you very, very soon. Thanks so much. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, and yeah, that's it. Goodbye.